A hoodie.
That's pretty sick that he has a personalized pillow.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have a shirt. Joe's the hoodie.
This is not actually a personalized pillow. This
Well,
is
it is a
sorry,
branded
that's my
pillow.
it's my hoodie. It's my hoodie just wrapped over my chair.
Oh.
But it makes it look like a personalized pillow because you don't know it. You
You
know what I mean?
100% could have lied to us and be like, "Oh yeah, I got this done in my spare time,"
Dude,
and
I
we would
wish I
have
had a
believed you.
pillow. I 100% wish I had a pillow for sure.
Um,
That's why I'm not wearing my hoodie right now. Actually,
Okay. Ready?
Freeze.
Okay. Also, I think I have...
Oh shit.
Okay. Okay.
is it bad? Is it bad that we still can't see you, Chase?
No, my webcam can only go through one thing, and it's going through
Which?
the Twitch. Yeah, it's going through Twitch.
Oh, okay.
Webcam can't be on multiple platforms, so this is just a talk, but I do it for your guys' faces to be on here, is why I have to do that. It's just the easiest way to do it, so.
Ross, do you usually watch the stream at the same time?
Yes, because I always like to talk to the chat.
Yeah. That, and I watch it myself just to get myself more viewership on the just chatting section.
Gotcha. I just feel like it's gonna be weird seeing my face in two different places.
I usually have it up on my phone.
My channel. Yeah, I just minimize it all. I just do it for the viewership part of it. And then I don't need that, so I can put that over there. Okay. All right, I'm going to start the recording and the intro song. Alrighty. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I know we're about 10 minutes late, but no worries. Welcome to the Craved Gaming Podcast, everybody, all you listeners out there and everybody who wants to watch live, of course. This is your weekly gaming podcast, episode 12, I'm pretty sure. Already losing count, as if I can't count to 12 on, two hands, so. My name is Chase, also known as Crispy Claire, as you all may know. Joined today by, of course, Mr. Ross. Ross, say hi.
What up? P Flavor in the house.
Yeah. And also joined by a very special guest of ours, good friend,
My favorite.
Cam, also known as Stay Sideways. Say hi.
Hello, everyone.
So
excited.
yeah, dude, I'm super stoked, man. Today is a game. It is my favorite BR game out there, Apex Legends. And for those of you who don't know Stay Sideways here, actually, I'll let you introduce yourself. I'll let you talk about yourself a little bit. I think everyone here knows about us, but you can talk about yourself.
Well, I guess to start, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. It's actually an honor. I know that you guys just started this 12 weeks ago, but I think it's really exciting to be a part of it. With that being said, yeah, I stream on Twitch as well, and I haven't been doing it for all that long. Not even at 100 followers yet, but and I haven't been doing it much lately. But it's just a lot of fun. It's a good way to just kind of break away and just kind of play, have some fun with some friends, and I will probably be streaming with Ross tomorrow, actually, if that's still a plan. But yeah, I came over from Facebook, I think right after the New Year.
Actually,
Yeah, I did.
That'd be a good question. I want to ask you that right off the get-go since you brought it up.
Yeah.
What are the biggest differences between like doing Facebook streaming and Twitch streaming? Which one do you like more? What features do you like better on which one?
I enjoy Twitch way more. I feel like there's more things to do. There's more ways to interact with your chat. One of my favorite things, and I know attest to this, the channel points. The channel points are a lot of fun. The fact that Twitch is a actual gaming streaming platform makes it so much easier to be able to, like I said, interact with chat and just present your channel in a more professional looking way. Not that Facebook doesn't, but I just feel like Facebook has a lot of things going on, and Twitch is able to focus on just, the streaming aspect, which is what they're mostly known for. So, I made the Twitch transition over from Facebook for that sole purpose. I did have almost 500 followers on Facebook, but I felt like it was well worth it, and it's going to be worth it as I put in the time and just continue to just grind on Twitch. And
Nice.
It's been fun.
That's awesome. So there you go. That's Stay Sideways. He's just someone that we've known. We definitely have known him for a little bit. Ross a little bit longer than I have, but I know for a fact he's really good at Apex. He knows Apex like the back of his hand. And I could be wrong on this, but I don't. Have you ever done competitive scene Apex, like any tournaments locally or anything like that?
No, not for Apex. I've got some friends that we pay attention to the competitive scene very much. And it doesn't look like something that we are just about ready for. I enjoy the game. Right now I've been kind of just doing mostly watching as far as the competitive scene, but I am really driven into that. And it's fun just to watch. Most of my competitive stuff was in hockey when I did that a year ago. Not so much Apex yet.
Makes sense.
I do enjoy the competitive scene though.
Yeah, and Apex is one of those hard ones that's you have to be really good to get into that because, BRs are such a big thing now that people get competitive quick and they get really good really quick. And you don't have much of a chance unless you spend 8 hours a day playing the game because they do. But now that we got that out, that is Stay Sideways, of course, and we'll link everything in the show notes, all your socials, everything, and we'll have you shout yourself out at the end, too, to make sure that you get all that out there for sure. Into the podcast itself, of course, we stream this live on Twitch every week. We shoot for 7:30 Central Standard Time. Of course, Sundays seem to be the days that a lot of holidays fall on and a lot of things fall on, so today is Easter. Happy Easter to anybody celebrating it.
Hashtag he is risen.
Okay, I didn't. Yeah, is that what it is? He rose today, right?
That's what I've just seen all over.
Okay.
Any social media I've been on is just he is risen.
Yeah, it's my biggest confusion. I always confuse with, and I don't know why, is the day that he's risen, which is Easter, I guess, and then by Christmas I'll forget that and think. Because one's his birthday, one's he rises, right, or something. But we won't get into religion. We won't. Anyways, for those of you listening that may not know what Apex Legends is, Apex Legends is a BR game that came out in 2019, February 4th of 2019. And it's a battle royale, which we all said, like you said, they're getting huge. So Respawn Entertainment partnered with EA Games to publish one of my favorite BRs ever. This is one of the very few exceptions that I will make for EA because this game is phenomenal. And for those of you again who don't know who Respawn Entertainment is, they are the makers of what is it? Titanfall 1, Titanfall 2, Star Wars Battlefront, and I want to say Star Wars Fallen Jedi. I think that's what I put on there. Yeah, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I'm sorry. And also, thank you very much for the follow, Random Nade.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Cool. But again, we go live on this every Sunday, and also thank you Aggressively Average for your follow this week. I appreciate that a lot too. We have no 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts this week, so we have nothing to read on there. No subs to the YouTube, but the YouTube is getting. I'm revamping the YouTube recently, and I'm trying to actually post actual videos on there now instead of it just being automatic. I'm trying to get into the editing scene with this, and it's very hard. And I know feel like I'm everywhere right now, but Apex Legends. It's a free-to-play BR by Respawn Entertainment and EA, and essentially it's heavily surrounded by the idea of futuristic, quote-unquote, gladiator battle arenas gladiator games, essentially, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the way this works is you have like 12, I think there's like 12 to 15 characters now. It's maybe 12, yeah, 12 to 15. And you choose, you have a team of 3, realistically. There are duos, trios, but they're not quads like other battle royales. You choose a character, and each individual character has their own customized ability
Kit.
that you can use. Go ahead.
I was gonna say customized kit.
Yeah.
So they have like an ultimate and a special.
Yeah. And unlike other battle royales as well, you don't start off with a weapon from the get-go in this. So each individual character has their own abilities and kits that you start off with that allow you to, I mean, like one of them is you can send a duplicate of yourself to try to, like a decoy. Another one is you get bamboozled. Another one is you throw smoke screen down so you can either attack or get away quickly. But there's a lot of different ones, and they all offset each other, which is awesome to me. But we'll get into the good later. But this game is my favorite BR out there, simply because, well, actually, we'll get into that here in a sec. How about that? Ross, if you want to talk about Apex for a sec.
Yeah. See, I just recently started playing Apex. I've played Apex before, like whenever the squad is like, "Hey, let's all play Apex." I'm like, "Never played, sure." Never really took it seriously, but now I'm actually playing by myself and can get into games, and I even win a few every now and then. That's kind of nice. And I will say that I have my own like list of people that I prefer to play as. You know, like no, I wouldn't say main because main would imply that I'm good, but I play them enough to know what their abilities do. I especially love like Blood. I feel like everyone loves Bloodhound. Bloodhound has the ability to see in like a cone area, wherever you're facing. It's like a cone out, but you can see people through walls. So it's like a nice little wall hack. The issue though is that enemies will know if they've been pinged. It'll pick up sooner detected. It also has a visual aspect to it, so you can see if you just get like this wall of orange cone, like oh, somebody's scanning over there.
Yeah.
And but it's really nice to have wall hacks, especially if you're
I like how you call them wall hacks.
even if they know you're there, you know where they are. That's really important. So I play Bloodhound. My two favorite though, if I had to pick two favorites, I've been really playing Caustic lately, mostly because you can be aggressive and degressive, but apparently the community
I don't
hates
think
Caustic.
degressive is a word.
Oh, aggressively or defensively? Sorry.
I'm gonna look up degressive while you talk.
Yeah, I guess I said degressively. So when I want to not be aggressive, and that's called defensively.
Reducing by gradual amounts.
Hey. Get fudged. It is a word.
Yeah, it is. I was wrong. That's awesome.
But it's apparently the community hates Caustic. I don't know what's going on with that. Why does everyone hate Caustic? Chat. If anyone knows in the chat, or
ask Cam. Cam's played this long enough.
Why does the community hate Caustic?
Yeah, what's your ideas, man?
Caustic's tough. If you're playing against Caustic, it is really frustrating. But if you are playing as Caustic or with one, there are so many advantages to it that it's crazy. If you guys are a defense, if you're a defense mentality kind of team player, whatever, it's really easy to kind of find where you need to be and get into a building. You can lock that building down with your,
my favorite thing to do is trap people inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's my favorite thing.
It is fun to play him because of the fact that you have the ability to lock down a building really well, and the penetration from the rest of the lobby is completely stunned. And it's just really hard to attack a Caustic team, especially if they know what they're doing.
Yeah, I agree.
So until he gets nerfed to the point where there's some loopholes to where some people can do that, then it's whatever. he's a little bit more balanced than he was maybe last season.
Mm.
Last season he was a little bit too OP. This season he's a little bit better. You don't see near as many caustics, but I don't know. It's tough to play against him, but it's always fun to play with him.
I agree with that. See,
I've been in 3 games so far where I had a duo trash me because I picked caustic. Like I was a squad of 3, and they were 2 that they were in a clan together, they had the same clan tag, and they were like, ew, caustic, and the other person's like, why would you pick caustic? And I'm like, the hell's going on with that? And then I do notice I get thirsted a lot more being a caustic than I am anyone else. And the random nade says caustic is meta to further support. Yeah, which makes sense because like you have gas traps and you can. My favorite thing is playing with a rampart, and then they'll just seal like barrier up the door to seal the team in, and then you just start throwing in traps. That's one of my favorite things to do.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I think personally, caustic is extremely meta or extremely. I won't say overpowered. Because, to be honest, one of my favorite things about this game is I think that they do a phenomenal job at balancing this game. There is not a single weapon out there that is actually, like, more overpowered than another. You have to give up a lot of stuff in this game to gain more. So, like, for example, you have 2 snipers. Well, there's 3, but 2. The longbow and the sentinel. The sentinel is going to be better than the longbow. Barely, like by like 1 or 2 hit points, but it's a bolt action. That's its downfall, while the longbow is not. But you also can make the sentinel even better by powering it with power cells, or shield cells. Sorry, is it shield cells or do they change it to batteries? Or it used to be batteries and now they're okay. So you're giving something up to make your weapon better. And with it having inventory slots in a game like this, you can't necessarily always be holding 20 shield cells just to continuously have this thing charged to be overpowered the whole game. That's just not something you can do. So the balancing is just amazing. But when you have someone like Caustic, it used to... So, Ross, I know you haven't played this game for a long time, but Caustic used to be somewhat balanced because when you threw his traps, your team was also slowed down by the smog, and now it's not. So you used to actually have it a little better because your team now, like the other team gets slowed and they're dying slowly, and now you can just push and just go crazy. So that's why Caustic used to actually be... you almost never want to choose Caustic because you're hurting your team whenever you throw your traps in masses. And now they made it to where if your traps get shot while they're being like built up, they disappear. So that didn't used to be a thing either. They like if you threw it, they were good. It's going up no matter what. But they have kind of made him broke now because he's no longer there's almost no downside and nothing to get around him. You know,
that makes sense.
One thing that they have added with Caustic though is now if you kill him, not just knock him, but if you actually kill him or kill off the team or whatever, if he did have an ultimate out or if he did have any kind of gas out with gas traps that were exploded that are just you like you said shooting that gas everywhere, as soon as you kill that team, the gas immediately dissipates.
Ooh.
So it used to be lingering where like that specific area that gas had gone off usually goes off for 10-15 seconds or whatever. And now if you do kill that team off completely, the gas disappears as well with that team. And I think that was a really big thing to do as far as Caustic, because the after effects after you're dead just is kind of silly. You know, I just there's a couple things that they have changed with him to try and balance him out more, because Respawn's doing as much as they can to just listen to their community and listen to what they're trying to obtain. You know,
and
the change they made. His Nox gas, his ultimate used to increasingly get worse the longer you stayed in it. And now it's just an even 5 HP tick.
Yeah, it used to start at like 5, and the next tick would be like 7. The next one would be like 12. The next one would be like 20. I mean, you only have a max of what, 250, 275 in this game?
Yeah, honestly,
with the red shield.
I don't know the HP. I don't know the HP health.
Oh, okay.
Numbers. as far as like different shields. I think like level 1 shield is 150. And then I think you've got 200 for blue, 400 for purple. I'm not for sure.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Random Nate says, yeah, many times we've got knocked after Caustic was already dead. Yeah, it was really frustrating because not only are you getting third party in Apex, you're also getting third party by a team that is literally dead.
Yeah. Third partying
That
is
can be
this
really
is like
frustrating.
it's so prevalent in this game. This is the BR that got like third party is so known for is when you get third party that came from Apex. Like it's crazy how much you get third party.
Have you seen the new trend that's sweeping the Apex Nation?
No.
Where you fake a third party to draw out the enemy?
Oh.
Oh.
Yes,
So
I've
there's
seen
been a
that.
lot of videos that I've been watching where they'll know like an enemy's right on the corner, so they'll turn left and like they'll just start shooting, ducking, dodging, like, throwing grenades, like everything to really sell that they're being third partied, and then there comes the enemy team and they'll just turn focus and just erase.
I have seen that before where like if us three were playing, like we would just start shooting each other and doing random stuff like that just to draw the noise to them, and yeah, and it would draw like the third party itself. It's a lot of fun. I think. Go ahead.
That'll happen. That'll happen a lot, especially when if you're in a ranked game and there's only 3 squads left. You know it's just you and 2 other people, and you know for a fact, even the way that I play as well. If you hear those gunfight or that gunfight, you know that if you can catch those 2 teams, if somebody finishes somebody off and it goes to 2 squads left, you can try and get them while they're still healing or they're whatever. So yeah, it's definitely really common if you're going to be late game for something like that.
Yeah, for sure. Now, so Ross, did you say who your main was? Who's your favorite?
So I enjoy Caustic. I really enjoy Pathfinder, and I guess the other one would be Bloodhound. Those would be the 3 that I rotate depending. Like if one's picked, I'll rotate to that one.
Nice. Well, Cam, who's your main?
Now lately, I think my main would probably be Octane. I started playing as Bangalore, but I think that's probably where a lot of people started. But I grew into Pathfinder as well, and I think I probably got about 1,700 kills with Pathfinder. I just don't play with him as much lately.
Random name.
I am all about
Stimmy boy.
I'm all about moving fast. I'm all about just being as quick as possible. So I can't play with the big boys. I'm not really good with Gibby. I'm not good with Caustic. I'm not good with some of the bigger characters that can't run fast. So I mainly Octane and Pathfinder are probably my 2 favorites. I'm really trying to get into Horizon.
Nice.
There's been a lot of I feel like a big Horizon switch to where I'm almost paired with her every other game.
Yep.
Is there any reason why? I'm not a fan of her at all.
I think it's honestly the reason why Horizon is so vital in these games is not only can you change what am I looking for? Her tactical can do your little gravity lift, and you shoot up in the air for a specific amount of time, and you send you and whoever's underneath the gravity lift up into the sky. So if you're fighting a team and they're getting pretty close to knocking you or something, you can throw that gravity lift and you can kind of strafe back and forth and heal, and you're really difficult to hit while you're up in the air. But also her ultimate is a black hole that you throw into the immediate direction of a team, and it'll suck them to the center until they blow it up or until it just goes away. So her abilities mixed with other people's abilities, such as like a Gibraltar's bombardment.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Being able to suck a team into a general direction for an amount of time, throwing your grenades, throwing your arc stars, knowing that they can't leave that area, and then getting just destroyed by somebody else's Gibby ult, and it's just there's so many inch off of with the abilities of Horizon that make her, like I said, really vital to be able to play with. So
makes sense.
people are able to not necessarily abuse it, but they could definitely take advantage of that. And I think that's a good thing about Apex Legends is you really just got to pick your poison who you want to play with. You can't play with all the people. You can just play with 3. So pick what you want.
And thank you, Mean Bean 96. Thank you for those 100 bits. Appreciate you. I love it. I love the support. I really appreciate it.
Old wife.
Hey, it doesn't matter who it is, man. You give me 1 bit, you give me 1 million, I'll love it just the same.
Look at that.
What?
I said, well, look at that.
But
Good.
No, I agree, man. I agree. I mean, that's the beauty of this game is that Respawn did such a good job, in my opinion, that you can choose anybody, any 3 characters, on your team, and you may run into a team where you just don't have the counter to what they have on their team. But I think that every legend has a counter to it of some sort. And so you just better hope that I think that this game also has like the battles that you get into with other teams. They last a lot longer than other BRs like Call of Duty and stuff. Like, you actually could be in a battle for like a solid minute. You could get your ultimate once or twice, or you could have all 6 legends throw their ults all at each other, and you just don't know what's going to happen. You have to adapt super quick to what's happening to you at the moment to gain the high ground, to get around the ultimate, to get around, you get sucked into a black hole. Well, the black hole can be shot, and you can shoot it and it's dead, so then you can now freely move. Or they only have it last for 10 seconds, so survive or die. And I just like it a lot when it comes down to that. Now, my main is the greatest hero, the greatest of all legends.
Here we go.
Mirage. Mirage's ability...
Snap.
Holy snap.
Ooh.
Holy snap. Holy snap.
Look at that.
Look at Matt just jumping in there.
Random nade, man. Random nade with the... What is this? Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 gifted subs. Holy crap, dude. Thank you. Thank you.
My boy.
I appreciate you. Love and appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Yeah, let's go indeed. Here, where's the...
I'm gonna leave the dancing to you guys, that's for sure.
Okay.
I haven't drank enough for that.
Welcome everybody who's joining in right now. We're still going over Apex Legends and everything. What was I saying?
Hashtag kick Eric. That needs to be a hashtag that still goes to this day.
Well, now the gang's all here.
But
No.
my main is my boy Mirage. Creating that decoy and just the dialogue that they put inside of his character cracks me up. I actually started off using Mirage just because the dialogue itself. I never wanted to go a game without his dialogue. And then I ended up just getting good with it because another good thing that I like about this game is, like, if you play a character enough, you can be good with them. Like, there's not one character out there that you're just, like, that doesn't have an adaptability. Some are a little harder than others. Of course, like Bloodhound is easier to use than Caustic sometimes. You have to be a little more strategic when it comes down to everything, when it comes down to being able to do, like fighting other teams, getting third-partied. You have to be quick. You have to adapt. You have to make sure you're on top of that stuff. And I love it. And with Mirage, I love being able to, like, if we get shot from behind and someone calls that out and we have to hide behind a rock real quick, they have done so much to Mirage's decoys that I love the fact that, you used to not be able to control your decoy. It used to not crouch if you were crouched. It didn't follow your directions, what you were doing. So being able to do that is awesome. That thing can just run forever. And holy crap, y'all. I love and appreciate all of you, man. Let's see. Let's get into that. Thank you for the follow, Lathe TV. I appreciate you. Cryptic FPS and Lathe TV. Let's go.
Yeah, we really got the whole gang here now.
Yeah, the
whole other Discord is getting ready to be subbed to this channel.
Okay.
I love it.
Love and appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for subbing. I appreciate it. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself. But whenever I said that I was Mirage, why did you say, "Oh God, here we go"?
Oh, I thought you. Oh no, I thought you were gonna say your other legend that you like to use.
Who is it? Oh, Loba, bro.
You can't forget.
the thickest.
Loba is thick, dude. She's thick, bro.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, what do you want me to say? Yeah, so I started recently using Loba because Loba has the ability to throw down a black market, which in a specific area you can take 2 items from like, what is it, 30-meter distance.
It's a range.
So it basically gives you the upper hand, and it loads so fast. Like, you get it every 60 seconds. And I love it.
Yeah.
Loba is also just thick.
It's super beneficial.
It's nice because your whole team gets to actually use that. It is a team thing, not a self thing. So,
One would say she has the best assets out of the other legends.
That's what I'm saying, man. Oh no. The random nade with 600 biddies. Let's go!
Your button's gonna be worn out after you're done.
Well, here, I also said, I forgot that I actually had sound a second ago, so this is for the 100 that Mean Bean gave us earlier.
He outdid Joe.
He did.
Yeah.
He outdid Joe. He did outdo
She's
you.
upset.
Get wrecked. Get shit on.
Get shit on.
He said, "Don't contest." He said, "Sorry, I had to."
Get shit on. There it is.
Oh, here. Get shit on, bitch.
Oh my gosh.
For all of you listeners out there, this is why it's way more fun to watch it live. We get to interact with the chat. We get to have a lot of fun. It's awesome.
I'm glad you're enjoying the podcast, Nate.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I do. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Like, we enjoy doing it a lot. We really enjoy getting awesome special guests on here, getting all these things going. People who know a lot more about these games than we do.
Yeah.
So let's just dive in. Let's dive into the good. We'll each go over whatever points that you think you need to make as to why this game is good to you. I think I've done that a lot, but I won't go into why all of mine are good because I've said quite a few things have been good, but they all generalize under movement, balancing, weapon, like the weapons themselves, the actual physical weapons. I like almost all of them. And the abilities. I like having abilities, like unlike Warzone or whatever that's no abilities. I love having the abilities. But I will explain movement. For those of you who've played Titanfall, it's the exact same movement. Oh my god. Joe over here. Mean Bean. 700 biddies, bro.
The gauntlet has been laid.
Okay. Whew, y'all gotta chill. Y'all gotta stop handing money over. Come on.
You made a mistake.
Stop. But if you've ever played like Titanfall or something like this, the movement is awesome to me. It's quick, fast paced, and you can get around the entire map in like 5 minutes. It feels like it's no time at all. And the ability to also have a jump master where your entire party stays together at the jump unless you personally choose to break off. But the other ones, balancing, it's just a well-balanced game. Weapons, I like all the weapons pretty much except the Hemlock. And and I just like having abilities in general.
I think you're sleeping on the hemlock.
I don't think I'm sleeping on it, dude. I've played this game since season 1.
I've gotten so many kills out of the hemlock. It's just beautiful, especially just close. For me, like I don't know why, but I get more kills close range with the hemlock than I do far range. That's probably because my aim is trash.
Well, damage drop off too.
Yeah.
You have a 3-burst weapon. It's meant to be like mid range, but it's better up close, which makes no sense.
I keep forgetting how good. And see, yeah, exactly. That's the hip fire. Even though it was nerfed, it's still super good to me. Cause like, there's been times I get like, you first land and then you get rushed, and then I pick up a hemlock and I'm like, well, I don't know what I can do with this, and then I down like 3 people and I'm like, oh goody, what have we here?
So like, what do you think is the good about this game, Ross?
I've played a few BRs. I would say I'm like an average player. And the most thing I like about this game is that every fight is escapable. Every fight is, you have time to be tactical. You're not just immediately sniped out and done like in Warzone. You don't have to worry about little Timmy in a corner because you have time to react. Like if you start taking fire from the rear, you can slide and you can like a lot of different people, like you smoke screen. If you're Pathfinder, you just Spider-Man away and you heal up, reposition. And that's how I won my last one. I started getting shot from behind, Spider-Man'd up, healed up, dropped on him, and then ratata. And
nice.
no, and that's what I like about it, is that you have time to reposition. You're not just immediately sniped out. You don't walk into a building and then immediately go down from little Timmy with a shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can still have that experience. Like if you're sliding into someone and they have a peacekeeper, rip. Sorry, it's gonna happen.
And I don't think there's a single weapon in this game that can one-hit you except for a Craver.
I would say if you're close range with any shotgun, it can like go right through you. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
It'll crack the shield. But
yeah, there's still 2 taps though. The Craver can. Yeah. The Craver, if you get a headshot with a Craver, it's a 1 tap with max shields and max health. That's it. Yeah. You're out. If you get a headshot on a Craver, you're dead. That's it. You're down.
But that's one thing I like about it, because like it's not good it sometimes it can be frustrating just to shoot somebody and they get away, but then I'm like, okay, well they still have to spend the shield to recharge, and if I hit them all enough, they still have to heal up. They're in a position where they don't want to be because you can't shoot and heal at the same time. You have to pick one. Mm-hmm. That's what I like about it, is you get to be tactical, and then even if you're caught out, the game's still not over. If you're quicker and you can reposition better, you can turn anything. You can turn any fight around, and it kind of gives you hope. Whereas Call of Duty, when I'm just like running through a field, I feel good. I got like 4 or 5 kills, and just
yeah.
All right, well, back to the gulag for me then.
And that's so, cool. Yeah, and like with that, something I like that makes it a little better is like something like the Craver only comes once a game, and it's in a care package that everyone fights over. So something the difference between this and like Warzone, everybody could have a Kar 98K and headshot you and kill you, because everyone gets their own loadouts. You choose your loadout. This game, you don't choose your loadout. It's all ground loot. You build it off of ground loot.
That would be the biggest thing. The reason why I've been enjoying Apex more than any other BR is just because I get to be tactical. Yeah, I'm impatient. If I'm caught out, I have time to reposition, replan, restructure. But if I'm caught out in Warzone, I'm well,
yeah,
rippy McRip.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest differences between Apex and Warzone is the fact that Warzone, you really don't have those different legends, different abilities, things where you can escape. You know, like Wraith, you could disappear for 4 seconds and run, and you literally cannot get shot. So yeah, I as far as the differences between the games, I think I have taken a hiatus from Warzone. I'm not a fan. at least anymore. But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean, you know,
I
that
would
doesn't mean
much
it's not a
prefer
good game
Apex.
still.
Mhm.
Each game is going to have their issues. I mean, there's cheaters in Warzone, there's cheaters in Apex.
Mhm.
There's glitches in Warzone, there's glitches in Apex. It's just, again, like I said from the beginning, with your legend pick, just pick your poison. You never know, what's going to happen each game, but that's why you ready up, and that's why you jump out of that jump ship, play for the experience, see
Mhm.
what happens.
And what's your favorite part about the game? Like, why do you play it so often? What do you love? What brings you back daily?
The feeling of one clipping with somebody with an R99, 100%.
The man
one
speaks.
clipping with an R99 or an R301. That right there is just it's a good feeling. And with me, I came from Xbox. I started Apex in season 1 on an Xbox.
Same.
And actually Matt introduced me to the game. So him and I started playing it on the Xbox. He got a PC, convinced me to do the PC. I still played on controller. And Apex is the first game that I really played mouse and keyboard. It's something that I was practically harassed into doing, is switching over to mouse and keyboard from controller. And I'll tell you what, they said from the beginning you'll never go back, and they couldn't have been more right. So
I have not
I'm still
switched.
finding daily struggles with mouse and keyboard, but I think the fact that the game is so fast paced and you have to really be on your toes just about every minute of the game, because if you're caught sleeping, then crib or not, you're dead.
See, I
So
can't, dude. I can't get myself to do mouse and
Speak the
keyboard with it.
truth.
Although I've been practicing K-Bam recently, like on COD, just like doing private matches with bots and stuff. My aim is a lot better on a mouse than a controller. But I can't grasp the idea of going from a circular movement system to where you could go 360 degrees at any point to a up, down, left, and right, and you have to kind of like your mouse is where you're moving. You have to just keep walking forward basically and move your mouse to where you want to go.
I feel like the rewards are greater. The rewards are greater for a mouse and keyboard kind of thing, and again, I know you said that you're on controller now.
Well, I'm a PC with a controller though.
Well, sure. And like I said at the beginning, I watch the competitive scene of Apex a lot, and there's some competitive pro players that are still in controller. They could play mouse and keyboard. Their game is better with the controller, and that's just what they're used to. And there's nothing wrong with that. People have the things that they like to do better. You have to do more to be able to kill somebody with a mouse and keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
You're not relying on assists from the game to do it. Not saying that, you have to be good to do it. I don't consider all people that play with a controller bad by any means. But again, I just feel like for me, mouse and keyboard is more rewarding. When I'm playing a game.
And that's what I keep hearing from a lot of people too. I just need to bite the bullet and just be really bad for a while, and then I'll get better. Yeah. Like,
it's gonna suck for a while.
Yeah,
it's definitely gonna suck. I would definitely recommend doing a Smurf account and trying it there.
Just back in copper or whatever.
Fun.
Yeah. So we'll start with you on this one then, since you're up there on the screen. If there was anything that you would consider to be that you would make better about this game, what would you make better?
What to make better?
Yeah, what do you think is like just not good about the game that you wish would change, or that you just like you get frustrated with and you're like, man, they just need to fix this? Like the bad, basically.
Where do I start?
Anywhere you want, man. I have bullet points. Don't you worry.
Unfortunately, right now the game's in a pretty tough. It's in a pretty tough spot. I think one of the biggest things that kind of, jumps out to me because I experience it the most is probably the audio. It's the inconsistency in audio, because it, like you were talking about before, with people, throwing their ults out and then throwing this and then throwing that. You could be sitting up on top of the high ground and you're shooting down on somebody, and then all of a sudden you're getting lasered from behind because somebody snuck up on you and they're 4 feet away that you never heard them once. I do like the fact that they added audio to Mirage's decoys. That's a pretty fun twist to get people get fooled a lot. But yeah, audio is a tough one.
Don't say
I don't
fooled.
experience
I want you to say it.
the bamboozled.
To get the bamboozled.
Get boozled.
Get bamboozled.
I know that a lot of the pro players that play right now are experiencing a lot of cheaters, and that kind of stinks too. But yeah, for me, I think it's the audio, because I think it just, you got to be aware of your surroundings, yes, but you shouldn't always have to be playing with a bloodhound to know who's around you.
It's true. I believe
You
the
should be able to
same.
hear them.
Quick follow up. Would you say that Respawn is better than Activision at hacker ban? Or
The
is it
problem
one and
is,
the same?
I'm pretty sure this game has an anti-cheat,
it does.
and Activision
I'm pretty
doesn't.
sure-
So that's
and I'm-
already a win.
Well, I'm pretty sure the Respawn anti-cheat is called easy, and I don't know if it means that it's easy because people are easily getting past it, or what. All I know is it's not working. There's one specific guy that a lot of the pro players and a lot of the big name streamers are, they send all their clips to, and I feel like he does a pretty decent job in getting to those people, which is good. I don't know what I don't know what the stipulation is on people for Activision. I don't know the steps. I don't know how quick it is. I don't, I know that whenever you do report somebody on Activision or Warzone, Call of Duty, whatever, that it says, "Oh yeah, thanks for your request" or "Thanks for your report," and then you don't ever get updated.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Respawn you can typically get updated on that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
I don't
in Warzone, you pretty much just have like a big ban wave like once every quarter. Like every 3 or 4 months, they're just gonna like say, "Oh yeah, we banned 60,000 people. Thanks." Okay, well these guys just played for 4 months cheating. Thanks for finally banning them. Now they're gonna go create their third account and play Warzone
Right.
again. Like,
yeah,
Right.
I think there's always going to be cheaters. It's just the technology is getting more complex for some of these people that are just they're getting through it easy. So
mm-hmm.
you know,
Well, Ross,
Hey.
what? Go ahead.
no, I was done. You're good.
Oh yeah. Ross, what would you change? What is your bad?
I don't know. I feel like quads would be something really easy to do. Although I get like the 3-person dynamic's nice, it just sucks to always. I think quads would really mix things up. They'd probably make like a little bit of a bigger map.
So on that, I just want to let you know, Respawn actually came out and said they're never adding quads to this as a permanent playlist because the way that the abilities work and how they correlate with the team the game is only built to have 3 people on a team, not 4.
Right.
So
That is true.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they've
Which
said that, which I am disappointed too that they can't. I wish they would add it, but they've had a limited time mode before with it. But I mean that's all it is, limited.
Right. Other than that, I haven't really played enough to like some of the things that frustrate me are kind of what he said. Like it's really easy to get snuck up on. Yeah, I'd be fine with solos too. Solos would be really nice. I feel like solos there would only be like 4 or 5 champions that everyone would just be like it'd just be a non-stop train of like Bangalores and Bloodhounds.
Yeah.
That's all it would be in solos, but it would be cool to like do that.
Well, because like you wouldn't use like Loba probably, because Loba's built to be a team-based person. Like you all can grab
Exactly.
something. So Loba, like all these time and effort they put into these characters, it's gone because it's a team-based game.
I would still main Loba just so I could look at her ass on the flight down.
Yeet. She's
Let's
thick.
be real.
She's a thick gal.
Dummy thick.
Dummy thick.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Yeah, you wouldn't be playing a character like, Loba.
Yeah.
Somebody that doesn't have some kind of attack or some kind of escape or something like that. Like I feel like you would absolutely see a lot of Wraith. You'd see a lot of Bloodhound.
Mhm.
Hell, nowadays you may even see a little bit of Octane, because of how fast he can move, but then also how quick he can escape as well.
Yeah.
With his double jump off of his jump pad. So, I think it's solos. I hated solos,
Yes.
but that's just because I am not. I'm just not good enough to be a solo player. I like to branch off my teammates and sometimes get carried. Matt knows how that is.
I need to be
So-
carried almost daily.
There's a no fill option that they do now. Oh, here we go. Nice.
That's Loba.
The
She's staying there for now.
Loba.
Y'all can everybody that's listening and watching can see Loba while we talk about Loba and how thick she is.
Dummy thick.
but
Dummy.
yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the solos, but they do have a no fill option for the people that want to do that, and they can go into trios. They can go to trios or duos, and they can do a no fill where they don't queue with a teammate, and they can do as much damage as they want. So it's kind of fun for them.
Yeah, I'm just not. I'm with you, man. I'm not a solo player at all. Like, I just don't. A game like this, it's just not built for it. Like you said, Ross, is you would basically be limiting these 12 to 15 characters down to like 4 or 5. So you would just have an entire game full of Bangalores and Gibbies and Bloodhounds and like. You wouldn't need Mirage, like something like that is gone, because like who are you gonna like fool? Who are you gonna bamboozle? The guy you're about to kill? There's no other teammates.
It would be kind of funny doing that ultimate for Mirage and seeing like 7 Mirages go around, because it's a solo lobby.
Yeah.
And everybody's trying to shoot at everyone.
Right.
So like, I feel like I see how that could get confusing for most people. And I can tell you right now, I hate when that happens, because I can never figure out which one's which.
Yep.
So
Mm-hmm.
it is a good thing that they've done with him. I would probably agree. I don't think you'd see a lot of Mirages and solos.
Again, and Respawn does a pretty decent job at making limited time modes, so you'll pretty much always see one out there. So it may come as a limited time mode, but it will never stay as a permanent thing.
Right, which makes sense. Because it's meant to be around like the trios. It just makes sense.
Oh yeah.
That to me is like the bad thing, like kind of like what he said on like some of the audio cues, like it's really easy to get snuck up on, and but I haven't just played enough to really know what the full bad is.
That's fair.
Other than my KD is pretty bad.
I like that.
Well, you see, I actually only have 2 bad things. I wrote 3, but I'm just going to stick with 2. One of them I said limited time mode sometimes, but, they're limited, so I can't really count them as bad because they're not permanently added to the game. Like, if I don't like it, I don't play it. Like, that's it.
Right.
It's fine. But what is the thing called that you build stuff with that's more, like, kind of new?
Replicators.
Replicators. I hate that. I hate that with a dying passion. I think they're the dumbest thing that they ever permanently added to the game. Because essentially, the reason I hate it is one reason. Because there are items in there that if they're in the replicator, you will not find them as ground loot, and I hate that. I don't like it. Like the other day we were playing, I play with, most of the time, I try to get like an energy weapon, like a Havoc, and a light ammo weapon, like an R301 or 99. The other day, their replicator stuff was a purple backpack and a purple light mag. So I had to drop somewhere where I was going to get those things. I wish they still had it as ground loot, but you could build it as well to make it easier on yourself. But what?
Pro tip: just wait for someone to make it and then kill them, and then now it's ground loot.
That's so true. I mean, it's not even like it's hard to do. I just wish it was also ground loot to find.
Right.
It would just be better, I think, that way. And like if you dropped hot, you could get it quicker. But if you just were like the type that wants to fly all the way over to Octane's Gauntlet while the ship went over Crypto's map or whatever, like if you just want to fly across the map and start over there, well, you're going to be looting stuff just constantly and you'll never find it on the ground. And I think that's just dumb. That's the first thing. And the second thing, This has not as much meaning, but the stories that they added, it's like a campaign of some sort, but they I just don't think they put as much effort into it as they could. They've changed it up a little bit since the first one came out like 4 seasons ago, but it's still the stories that they come up with are just the missions are like 30 seconds long, or I mean realistically like 5 minutes, but and then you go and do like a 30-page comic book of like a story. And I'm just like, this is a lot of work for almost nothing, and you guys are just making up these stories. Like, but that's just me. Those are the bad in my eyes. Like, I think they could put a little more work into those if that's something that they're going to look to farther in the future. I don't want to see stories to be maintained the way they are now. If they do, you're going to lose interest in me real quick. Like, I won't care.
Yeah, I'm a little indifferent on both of those topics. I think those are a couple of good points, but I don't do the quests, so I could care less.
Quests, thank you.
Her quest.
Replicators, on the other hand, I mean, I use them. I mean, if I'm in an area that, like, if I just hit if I hit the map button, it'll tell me what's in the replicator, and I look it down on my gun, and I'm like, oh hey, I kind of need that. If I'm near one, then I'll get it. I think that's when your with your thick girl comes in. You can do your you can do your global ult in the area. You can get the best that you can up until that, like a blue mag or a blue backpack or something like that. Until you get in those areas. So I'm a little bit indifferent. I'll definitely use them. I personally just don't. I don't care. I guess I don't really have a whole lot.
Honestly, I think my issue with them isn't the replicator itself. It's the fact that they are just removed from ground loot to be put in the replicator daily. And it's like, if I could find them as ground loot or build them, I would like that.
Right.
But
Like where, if you're just like your luck's not having it, you can just go build it.
exactly.
As opposed to just taking it away from them. No, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just like that whole day, it's just removed from ground loot. Done. It's gone. Bye. But I like the idea that if your luck's just not there and you just don't find it, then yeah, you can just build it. You know, you've opened enough chests, you've created 75 whatever, and you can build it.
I do have a question that made me think about it. You mentioned like what kind of loadout you prefer to have. Cam, what about you? What's your if you could have an ideal loadout going into the final circle, what would you get?
Our 301 EVA 8 or a massive.
Dang.
Our 301 is too. Our 301's got everything. I mean, I know you were talking about the hip firepower with the hemlock. You were also talking about the long range. You know, they classified the R301 as a mid-range, a mid-range weapon, and it may not have the fire rate of an R99, and it may not have necessarily the power or the instant death, rate as an R99 is either. But I think the fact of the R301 is just it's a perfect weapon for somebody that can want to do everything. That you don't have to find something just for short range. You have to find something just for long range. I'm not a sniper. I try not to pick them up at all. Every once in a while I have to off drop, but the R99 or the R31 is just a little bit of everything. And right now the EVA 8 shotgun is they nerfed the Mastiff a little bit, so the EVA 8's where it's at. And if you can hit your shots with that, it's pretty deadly. I'm just gonna say it. My favorite streamer, his loadout is an R301 EVA 8, and that's where I got it from. Started to try it, had a lot of luck with it, and here we are.
Nice. It's a good setup.
Oh yeah.
It is.
You just the only thing you miss out on is long range, but this game is really not about long range. You have your times, but like if I had a sniper, I could snipe somebody from a distance, but you're not going to win that battle because the second you snipe them, most of the time they just hide because it's just not a long range game usually. You're not going to squad wipe with a longbow.
No,
not happening.
It's nice to harass a team.
Yeah,
and that's what I started is. So usually if I'm running into the final circle, I'd rather have an EVA 8, or a Volt, and then I always try and find the R301. But here lately, what I'll do is for a majority of like the mid game, I'll pick up a sniper rifle just so I can see better. I can also ping enemies better, and then I can harass a team. Like, hey, if we're going here, I want to start cracking them, and not only that is whenever we're fighting, usually they come to us so we can prepare, or they start getting third partied. And if we get third partied, we're far enough away that we can just deal with that third party without that other team coming over. Like we know they're on their way, but it's not immediate 3 teams trying to kill us at once.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been having a lot of luck, and I actually use the triple take, which is funny because sometimes the hip fire on the triple take is really funny because it's like it's a 3-shot. So you sometimes I got real lucky with one where I dropped and just started like just going. It was almost like a little shotgun, but it hits hard. So like I said, mid range. That's typically or mid game is what I've been going with. Is I'll have like an R90 or R301 or the 99, and then I'll try and have some sort of sniper, or I'll take like a hemlock with a large sight on it.
Yeah, and they having snipers used to be a lot less. Like I used to care a lot less about sniping because I know you may not know this, Ross, but you used to not have Evo armor where you leveled up based off damage. But now sniping people as actually like harassing them like that can actually be beneficial because you're getting that extra damage and you're not going to pick that fight. You don't have the chance to lose, but you're going to get the damage to level up your armor. It used to not be like that, so it used to be almost worthless to do that. Now
I
it's
was
worth it.
harassing 3 different teams so much that I leveled up from purple to red. It was so funny.
Jesus, dude. It's a lot of ammo too. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think you got to do 750 damage just to up your armor from purple to red.
Yeah.
Because I had more. We squad wiped. It was like there was 2 teams fighting. We third partied, and they had just like a crap ton of sniper ammo on them. I'm like, okay, bet. And so I dropped one of my other, like, I think I dropped a shotgun and picked it up, and I just kept going back to that death box picking up the sniper ammo, and it was just a free-for-all because we would pin down 2 different teams, and then the final circle pushed, we were on the other side, and those 2 teams were fighting it out, and I'm just like, and you're going to lose that team fight, and you're going to lose that fight, but you're going to win. I'm going to let you stay there. And I would just like, pink, 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 pink.
That's awesome.
I'm not much of a sniper guy at all.
Yeah.
Several shots were missed. I'm not a good sniper. You just got to hit the body.
Yep.
Hey, what's up, Alyssa?
Look who finally decided to show up.
Princess Bayo. Nice of you to join.
Nice.
Thank you for coming in and supporting. Ross, what's your favorite loadout then? Like you said, in game.
Going into the final circle,
Yep.
I'd rather an EVA 8 or a R301 or a Volt. Some sort of SMG, some sort of rapid fire, and then some kind of stopping, like either Mastiff or EVA 8.
That's awesome. Yeah. Cool.
You can't go against a shotgun unless. If I had to say one thing about the game of Apex, okay, the best weapon in the game, it's the Mozambique.
God, no.
Honestly.
Mozambique,
Final
yeah?
circle. Yep. If you can't find the EVA 8 or the Mastiff, Mozambique.
No, God.
All day.
There's been a lot
God.
of hot drops where I've gotten a Mozambique and just shredded.
Where is this?
the Mozambique hate is real.
And you fail.
No. Mozambique is so bad. I don't even know. It's been almost the exact same since the day this game came out, except they added 4 bullets into its main one instead of 3. So you can actually down somebody now up close because you have to shoot them with all 4 bullets. You miss one, you just lost the battle. That's it.
Miss your shots.
Any final questions, Ross, to Cam here to stay sideways? Anything you can think of?
Nope. I think I'm tapped out of my questions.
Okay. And stay sideways, anything you got for us? Any questions, concerns, anything?
Coming from somebody that I don't consider myself fantastic at the game. I do play it a lot, but that doesn't really mean anything. I think my KD is still less than 1, but I have a lot of fun playing the game.
Yeah.
And I have my moments.
But you're the stay sideways.
Yes.
I am the one and only stay sideways, and that'll never change. But I think one big thing that I have learned consistently is that you can't ever ask somebody. You can never ask somebody how to get good at the game, how to get better at the game. You can ask them tips on what they think are, good things about the game and things that they enjoy or things that they prefer. But
Yeah.
there's nothing you can tell somebody about the game that's going to help them get better other than just playing the game. You learn so much just about playing it each round. Whether it's something that's detrimental to your team or something you're like, oh, wow, that was an accident. But I'm going to try that again. So I think the best thing is just play the game.
Yeah.
And that's really how you're going to get better.
You do have a chat question there. Stay sideways.
Yes, you do.
Why are you such a beautiful bald man?
That is the question all of our viewers want to know.
Yes.
You're absolutely breathtaking.
Oh, put me on the spot, making me blush, Joe. You better stop.
So she does. She's a flirt.
Your
100% a
husband's
flirt.
in the podcast.
Both of her husbands are in the podcast.
Yeah.
Yep. Even I'm on the big screen. How about that?
So finishing thoughts on the game. I love Apex. There's just no BR in my eyes that come even close to it. I would play it a lot more often if I had more people to play with, just because it's such a team-based game that if you just can't really play it by yourself. Queuing with randoms is just tough sometimes, and it's just more frustrating than not. But the balancing and the way Respawn actually acts and the way they respond to their community a lot better than most other games, I love. And I will continue to play this game forever until the day. And they have a 10-year plan, so cross my fingers.
I await the answer with bated breath. Wow. I don't know if I have an answer for that.
Maybe he's born with it.
Yeah,
Maybe it's Cameron Sheen.
I was trying to think of what the next line from that was, and then I realized it after you said it.
Yep.
That's funny. I'm flattered, Joe. I'm flattered.
Any final thoughts, Ross, on the game?
Like I said, this is one of my. This is probably the only BR I thoroughly enjoy. Like I play solo all the time by myself. It's I don't know. It's just like it's fun, even if you like don't win matches. Like sometimes, obviously, you're just gonna get paired with not the brightest teammates. I'll save the word I usually use. But I think we all know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that word.
Okay.
Yeah, that word. But other than, it's not Respawn's fault that some of the teammates are just about as useful as a wet match in a dark cave. Because you'll just drop and you ping the point, they agree to the point, and then they go to the hot zone, and you're just like, sure.
Yep.
And then you get downed, and then you're like useless teammate, and I'm like, yep, that makes sense. But the game itself is just really fun, and the weapons are fun to use. The character selections, like it's nice to have mains. I'm not just dropping with it's a skin, but it does nothing for me kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to just like have like a different kit. Like if I want to be defensive, I can play Caustic. If I want to be mobile, I could be Pathfinder. If I want to be aggressive, I could be Bangalore. Like there's a lot of different choices for me, and then you can make your own team comp. And I don't know. If I had to rate this game out of 10, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10.
A what?
An 8 out of 10.
Nice.
There's some things that definitely need to be improved, but overall, like it's a very enjoyable experience.
I say my rating actually, I would legitimately give it a 10. Because I thoroughly don't believe that the bad things about this game, like let's say the replicators, they don't impede on the actual quality of life of the game. It's just a personal wish to think that they should have them as ground loot. It's just something I can get over, But
right.
the ability and like the stories, the quests that they have, that has nothing to do with the BR itself. It's just a side thing that they added. The team of Respawn, the devs, they listen to their community all the time. Twitter, Facebook, requests, all the time. All the time, dude. You see them implement things that the community has wanted always. And I think they do a really good job at balancing everything. One weapon is not better than the other in any way because you're always giving something up for the good. And then there's not a overpowered legend out there really. Like, yeah, Caustic's good, but like, just if you have a Bangalore, just run away. Like that's it. Right. Or if you have a good team, you could have a Bloodhound and a Bangalore, and then she could throw her smoke, and you could just use your vision. Like there's just so many outplayable maneuvers. The outplay potential in this game is so great, and like it's so balanced and amazing. And I solidly give it a 10. I think it's one of the best games out there, and in its genre of BR Battle Royale, I'd say it's by far the best. Because the devs know what they're doing, they listen to the community, and they fix things when it needs to be fixed, and very quickly.
I think.
And your final thoughts, Cam?
I'd probably have to go 8.5. 8.5.
Fair.
Yeah, I do. I think it's a great game, and I think it is the best BR out. But I'm also biased because I've put Warzone in the trash can.
Where it belongs.
So, but you have to also understand, there's a lot of people that are in the Apex community that are pretty demanding when it comes to changes in the game. But you have to understand that we're still technically in a pandemic, and a lot of these developers and everything are still just at their house doing a lot of these things from home that they can't really do from the, I guess, comfort of their office, because that's where they originated anyway. So I think they're doing a pretty damn good job from doing everything abroad.
Well, see, I play Warzone still every once in a while. And I'll tell you, dude, in comparison between this and like Activision, oh, dude, Respawn's not even close to how much better they prepare their games. Activision will go 6 months without doing anything. I just don't get it. But yeah,
I can't believe they still only have one Warzone map. Aren't they adding another one?
Yeah, no, they're not adding. They're removing the current one and putting one in. Yes, they're adding, but like it's still one map. They don't. They're completely taking Verdansk away, and not doing a map rotation like Apex does.
There is no way in hell the Apex community would put up with one map for this long.
Nope.
I'm sorry.
There's no way.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that the games in Apex, they go a lot faster than Warzone.
It's a fast pace.
And I think that's one thing. And I think that's one thing that brought me away from Warzone is that you can spend 45 minutes in one game and get all the way down to the top 10 or the top 20 or wherever it stops that you don't go to the gulag anymore. You get to that point and then it's just all for nothing.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, because
dip too much into Warzone, but that's just.
I think the big difference is because Warzone, once you have your loadout, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do anything but camp. Well, as Apex rewards you for team fighting. If you just camp with the shit you have, you're probably going to have blue shields and little to no attachments, going up against people with red shields who've been in combat the entire game, and they're gonna curb stomp you. And so that's why I think Apex is better. Is it gives you more incentive to keep looting, keep moving, as opposed to Call of Duty. It's like just get your loadout and find a tower. You're good.
Agreeable for sure.
That's my 2 cents.
Okay, perfect. Any last thoughts?
Everyone in the chat that has not always followed Stay Sideways, or that hasn't followed Stay Sideways on Twitch, you need to do that right now.
I was actually just about to give him his chance to blast social medias.
Well, I'm demanding that they do it. He's gonna ask. I'm demanding.
Well, Cam, go for it.
I'm at 87 followers. So,
nice.
We can fix that.
I'm definitely looking for that big 100. And I think also, so I think I'd have to look. I've got a Twitter page, I've got the Instagram, I've got then of course this Twitch. It sounds like Ross and I are going to be playing some Apex tomorrow as well.
Yep.
And I will be getting back into the streaming with you guys putting me on here and letting me put in my 2 cents about the game. I feel like I should do my people's some due diligence as well to play some games for them. It's been a little bit.
It's fair,
We
man.
had a tournament a few weeks ago that was kind of fun, and it was a blast. And I want to get back into it. I just haven't. Shout out
Awesome.
to me for being a great secretary and getting to stay sideways here. Love that for you, Joe.
She is. She's on point.
She's a real MVP.
Well, we'll finish this off. Thank you very much, Cam, for coming on here, for again putting in your 2 cents to the opinions of the game. It's always fun to have you on here. You're always welcome. You know that. Anytime we talk about Apex or whatever the games you play, let us know, and we'll try to get you on here a little more often if you enjoyed your time. Everyone in the show notes, we'll put all of his social medias in there, so go follow him, give him a follow, sub to his channel, go check him out. He loves doing this streaming stuff. I know that. I watch him every time I can, and definitely good. He undersells how good he is at this game. So there's that, as best as I can say it.
I refuse to try and let anybody boost my ego, because then I don't want to play like poop.
But you all know you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Crispy Claire, Instagram Crispy Claire TTV. Find this on Apple, any of your podcasting apps. You can find this going out there. Just got approved for Pandora last week.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? And in the show notes, you will also see the Discord. Join the Discord. We have a lot of fun in there. We trying to get a little more vibrant, trying to get it out there so we can all build together as a gaming community. We love seeing people play with each other and gain friends and all that. So definitely give that a follow. I'll put that in there. And Ross, go for yours.
I'm at PIEFLAVAH on Twitch, and then I'm at Twitter at PFlava with an H as well. So if you can find me, you can find me at those locations. I will actually be streaming whenever we end the recording. So if you want to come follow me, give a shout out, that'd be great. I love interacting with my chat. And then I've already demanded it, so I'll demand it again. Follow my boy. He's so good. Follow the boy.
Definitely.
That's it. That's it for me.
All right. Well, don't forget to rate us on Apple Podcasts, and if you want to accompany that rating with a review, we will read that live on the podcast every time.
Yes.
Try to do it at the beginning. We got none this time, so you didn't hear it. We go live every Sunday, 7:30 Central Standard Time on Twitch at Crispy Claire. Join the podcast or join the Discord or in your Apple Podcast review, give us a game suggestion, and we'll do what we can to actually play that game, give you our personal review on it. We actually did one last week for one of our followers, and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
And if you're a listener, as you probably have listened now, the best way to actually watch this is live on Twitch. We do a lot of chat interaction. We love it. We love seeing chat interaction. It's a lot of fun to be able to get everybody into this content if they would like to be, so it's definitely fun. I don't think I have anything else. If you guys don't have anything else, I think this is a wrap.
That's it.
Again, go follow Stay Sideways, and definitely thank him for coming on here, hearing from him. We appreciate you biding the time to come out and say hi to the community.
We appreciate you so much, Cam.
But
Yep.
if
I appreciate you guys having me. It was a fun time. It was a blast.
Good.
Yeah, I'm glad everybody had a lot of fun in the chat.
yeah,
Joe taking over her reins as top biddies for the day.
Yep. Yeah,
So-
that crown will stay on her head until next week.
Yep, she's the real MVP for a reason, and you got to see her name at the top of the screen for that to happen.
well, I think that wraps it up, boys. All of you listeners out there, everybody who donated today, subbed to the channel, followed me, everybody in chat, we really appreciate all of you for the support. But there's our piece on Apex Legends. Peace.
Peace.
See you later.
Oh, man. That was fun, man.
What
Oh,
a good one.
I love Apex, dude.
I know.
It was a good one.
Was a real snickerdoodle of a one.
All right. For everybody in here that is still here, I'm going to end this stream and redo it on OBS Studios because Streamlab OBS sucks. So I'll be right back.
That makes sense.